Fall sports at Marquette are reaching the end of the regular season and are showing the new Big East at their top dog.
Marquette soccer and volleyball sit at the top of the Big East standings, and Marquette basketball is about to begin. Let go. Golden Eagle Sports Report, your home for your favorite Marquette sports. I'm Dewayne Gage.
And I'm Chris Cochran. We begin with Marquette volleyball, who had a trio of games at home this past weekend. To the Al McGuire Center we go. Friday night, Coach Bond's squad would square off against the Creighton Blue Jays, looking for revenge. It was a close game in the first set. Autumn Bailey gets the kill on this play. The freshman star led all players with 7 kills in the set. Marquette took the first set, 25-22. On to the second set, and the Golden Eagles get it rolling. They take an 11-0 lead to start. Creighton would get it back to within 4, but eventually lose the set, 25-18. Marquette kept their momentum going into the third set. They got off to a 7-2 lead and never looked back. They would go on to win the set 25-13 and complete the sweep of the Blue Jays. With the victory, the Golden Eagles took control of first in the Big East. Our very own Denny Gallagher was at the game.
After losing in straight sets to the Creighton Jays on their home court, the Marquette Golden Eagles were back at it at the Al McGuire Center, this time returning the favor 3-0.
This is definitely a signature victory for us, and this is really the first big match moment we've had all year that we've conquered the moment. You know, whether it was USC or Penn State or Florida, felt like an almost coulda, shoulda, woulda, and we just didn't capture the moment. And when we played so poorly at Creighton a few weeks ago, I was really concerned that our team wasn't going to be ready this season to step up to those moments because we were so young. But you're watching them; they're growing up quick, and I'm really proud of them.
Marquette women's volleyball team took control of first place on Friday night in a 3-set victory over the Creighton Jays. The Golden Eagles previously lost to Creighton in straight sets on October 13th, where Autumn Bailey was relatively shut down. But on this night, she had 13 kills, while classmate Nellie Barber added 12, tallying a .429 hitting percentage.
Autumn Bailey was good. You know, I think Creighton was really pleased with themselves that they shut her down when we played at their place, and Autumn took note. And so we didn't have to do much more than show her a couple of video clips to just say, what are you going to do about it?
For the seniors and upperclassmen like Julie Jezerowski, who have been around this program a while, getting to the top of the Big East and staying there is the ultimate goal.
This is what I want this year. This is what we want. This is what we need. And if I don't know how to say this. I don't want to sound selfish, but I'm not leaving here without a Big East title.
With the win, the Marquette Golden Eagles are in first place in the Big East Conference and are back at it on Saturday against Villanova. Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, Denny Gallagher, MUTV Sports.
Tonight, the Golden Eagles face Villanova Wildcats in Game 2 of a 3-game homestand. Marquette starts off with Megan Neiman getting a kill against the Wildcats. And as they miss on a dig following that, Marquette gets another score by Autumn Bailey. Bailey set back to serve, and Villanova battles back into the sets, where there with MU continue to stay on top, scoring again with Nellie Barber on the kill. Villanova not going out without a fight, still trying to attack, and Marquette still scores again as Villanova misses. Bailey, who was on fire, scores again from a dig from her teammate, as you can see coming up. Marquette won with a score of 25-23. 25-21, and 27-25.
Final volleyball game of the weekend would increase Marquette's winning streak to 4 games. They completed yet another sweep against Georgetown, winning sets 25-14, 25-18, and 29-27. With the win, the Golden Eagles moved to 15-5 on the season. Women's volleyball player Autumn Bailey was named Big East Freshman of the Week for the 5th time this season this past week. Bailey averaged over 4.5 kills and 5 points per set in wins over Creighton, Villanova, and Georgetown. Senior Elizabeth Koberstein was named to the weekly honor roll. Over the past week, she averaged over 12 assists per set.
Marquette women's volleyball has their highest RPI ranking in school history. Marquette is 14th in nation in RPI behind the team's rigorous schedule. Having won 10 of their last 11 games, the team received votes in the coaches poll, knocking on the door of the top 25. Let's hear from our analyst from Marquette Volleyball. Tim?
Thanks, Dewayne. I'm Tim Leibforth, joined here by Peter Fiorentino and Grant Becker. Guys, let's just get into it. Marquette volleyball goes on at goes 4-0, straight sets, back-to-back games. What are your reactions?
Well, first of all, 4-0 dead in the middle of Big East play. That's kind of a huge thing. You kind of get that early season jitters. You have right in that kind of mid-season form for our volleyball team. They no longer have to play any of those teams, but we have not seen Seton Hall and St. John's yet. And two teams I'm really looking forward to playing because we haven't seen St. John's in the Big East tournament last year, so I'm really looking forward to how our volleyball team reacts seeing them again.
You know, the Big East schedule is a very, very long one, and to be the best team in the conference, you got to have stretches like this where you go 12 sets without losing a game. That's what a team like this needs. The win against Creighton is a great one, but they got to string together matches like this, so it's important to keep this going on the road this weekend too.
Absolutely. And what does the Creighton game do for their confidence, the rest of the Big East schedule, sweeping them after having been swept?
You know, like I said earlier, the Creighton win was big. You know, a win like that can propel a team for quite a while, especially in the middle of this long Big East conference. It's a huge win, and with those two matches against Creighton, it's really important that you win the second one. You know, if you're going to split them, you want that last one for the momentum to keep it going.
I think as far as confidence, it doesn't do anything for them at all. You always have that lingering feeling in the back of your mind, like, okay, we could lose to this team. We could get swept again. What if we see them in the Big East tournament? What if we see them in the national tournament? You never know. I'm not really seeing any kind of confidence booster as far as that because we still split games. So at the same time, while we're like, okay, we swept them, there's always that lingering feeling in the back of your mind, like, okay, we could still lose to this team. What if we fall apart? What if that happens on the court? Then you're not going to know what happens. You're still going to lose. You're finding yourself getting swept again. So I'm not really seeing any much of a confidence booster there.
All right. This team has an RPI ranking of 14th in the country. How does that play in the team's mentality striving for a Big East title?
As far as a Big East title goes, you go with a new conference and you prove you can win. Even though they lost to 3 top 5 teams, I'm still very impressed with the fact that they've gone into a new Big East with Xavier and Butler joining in. I've been impressed with how they've been playing against those teams specifically because we have never seen them before, and they come and join the league right away, and we're just kind of kicking the season right off and then taking 2 of those games in straight sets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, that ranking should give the girls some confidence, which is key, but they got to make sure they avoid complacency. Being the top team in the Big East now puts a target on their backs, and teams are gunning for them, especially at the end of this Big East season. They got to make sure they keep it going, build off those wins, make sure that they use that confidence, not complacency.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Let's see what Dewayne has got in store for us next.
Well, Tim, when we return, we head to the pitch for some exciting Marquette men's and women's soccer action. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. We're turning our focus over to the men's soccer team who had a pair of games this last week, starting last Wednesday game at St. John's. The number 6 team Marquette Golden Eagles and the St. John Red Storms were unable to score in this match as it ended in a 0-0 tie. Despite not winning the match, the tie will mark the best conference start in program history through 6 games at 5-0-1. Goalkeeper Charlie Lyon was credited with 3rd straight shutout.
Goes to number 9 Georgetown at Valley
Season, are you?
game. Both teams would struggle to score. The Golden Eagles showed their defensive resolve in the first half, successfully defending a Georgetown corner. Later, defenders Axel Schoberg and Adam Herbson managed to contain the fast break and force a tough shot for Georgetown. However, Marquette was unable to capitalize on their early chances. The score was knotted at 0 at the end of the half. We pick it up at the second half, where the defense continued to hold up, stopping the corner on this play. Later in the game, and the Golden Eagles are looking to score, but freshman Louis Bennett sends the shot high. Marquette could not overcome Georgetown's stingy defense and were shut out. Finally, in extra time, Georgetown's Ted Helfrich is able to break the tie, scoring on the header. The Golden Eagles lose to Georgetown 1-0 and fall to 9-4-2 on the season. Let's hear from Mike Cianciolo, who was at the game.
Looking for the 2013 Big East regular season title, the number 16 Marquette men's soccer team fell to the number 9 Georgetown Hoyas 7 minutes into overtime.
Everyone wants to beat everyone in this league, and everyone wants to get after everyone. I'm not relieved that we've lost. You know, I would have rather have taken the win, as the lads would have.
A packed crowd at the Valley sat through the cold and watched Marquette lose their first Big East game when Georgetown's Ted Helfrich sealed the game for the Hoyas on an overtime golden goal header. Senior midfielder Brian Shashalka attributed Marquette's loss to missed opportunities.
We definitely had our chances this game, and that's the thing about a good team like Georgetown. If you don't put away your chances, you know, they're going to find a way to beat you. And I think on a different day, if we play a little better, we're a little sharper, you know, we take that game from them. But I mean, that's kind of one of those things about soccer, especially in college. It's just any team can beat anybody.
In a game that could have gone to any team during regulation, Marquette struggled to cap off possessions, failing to score on 17 shot attempts. The blue and gold had their chances, but were clipped by their inability to execute Saturday night. Coach Louis Bennett says the team will work on finishing in the final third with a week between games.
If we're going to be successful, we're going to have to fine-tune and tweak things when we see different teams, and we're going to have to make sure that we, we get everything in order, and then on the day, get more right than we get wrong.
The Golden Eagles return to action next Saturday against Seton Hall for senior night. Reporting from Valley Fields, I'm Mike Cianciolo, MUTV Sports.
Sunday afternoon, Marquette women's soccer was back in action looking for their 10th straight win since September 21st when they took down Louisville. Sunday, number 17 Marquette hosted Providence, hoping to clinch the Big East. As you see the team getting ready, senior forward Megan Kelly drilling a penalty kick to give Marquette a score. As you can see, the team is just getting hyped up. To some more offense, the Golden Eagle, as Kelly, who is just on fire, scores another goal, putting the pressure on Providence. As you see, Marquette going crazy. Again, Marquette tried to put the pressure on, and Liz Bartell is stopped short, but the Golden Eagles are not done scoring, as Aaron Holland scores off Alex Heffern's corner kick as the Golden Eagles extend their winning streak to 10, defeating Providence 6-0. The team improves to 8-0 in the conference play. And now we'll hear from our own Mike Cianciolo, who was at the big game.
Marquette women's soccer got at least a share of the Big East regular season title Sunday afternoon against the Providence Friars, winning at home 6-0.
The strength for us has always been the team. And again, for us it's team championships, and today Marquette won.
Defensively, the Golden Eagles wouldn't allow anything off of 4 corner kicks, and the goalkeepers would not have to save any shots in 90 minutes of play. Offensively, the pressure was on with 25 shots in a relentless attack until the final whistle. And with 26 minutes left in the game, both teams would replace their starting goalies. The victory came from superb play everywhere on the field. A multitude of players stepped up Sunday for Coach Roders, giving number 17 Marquette the win.
You can rely on somebody always stepping up and putting one away. So today we had 5 different goal scorers again. And yeah, it's a luxury.
Marquette's first goal would come from Maddie Vicker in the 13th minute. Ashley Handwerk scored 41 minutes in. Megan Kelly netted 2 goals at 49 and 56 minutes. Alex Heffron scored at 77 minutes. And Shalise Miller scored with 2 seconds left in regulation. Having clinched the 1 seed in the Big East tournament, the team is focused on winning out the rest of the schedule.
It's a big win, but we also need to focus on making sure that we go completely undefeated in Big East. So we got to focus on Saturday too, and honoring our seniors.
Senior night, I just hope we come out and win. I don't care who scores, what happens, but come out with a win. Just for the 8 seniors.
The Lady Golden Eagles will return to action next Saturday to face Butler on senior night. Reporting from Valley Fields, I'm Mike Cianciolo, MUTV Sports.
Marquette freshman forward Ashley Handwerk was named the Big East Rookie of the Week for women's soccer. She would dish out an assist and score a goal in the Golden Eagles' 6-0 victory over Providence. Senior defender Emily Jacobson has been recognized in her academics by being named to the Big East Weekly Honor Roll for the 3rd straight week.
Senior midfielder and forward Megan Kelly was named Big East Player of the Week Monday. Kelly scored 2 goals, one off a penalty kick, in Sunday's big win against Providence. She leads the Golden Eagles in both goals scored and assists so far this season. For more Marquette soccer coverage, we go to our Tim and our analysts. Guys?
Thanks, Chris. We've got all of our analysts back to talk Marquette soccer. Let's start with the men's team. This group of guys coming off a week in which they were winless in 2 of their games. What do they need to do to regroup, finish the regular season strong?
Look, the Big East is a very tough conference, and this team was off to an epic start. 5-0 in the Big East is huge. Yeah. So they kind of came back down to earth this week. A tie at St. John's isn't necessarily a disaster. You go on the road to a solid team. The Big East is deep, and St. John's isn't a bad team. You'd like to get a win there, but coming back down to earth is okay. And then the loss to Georgetown was kind of disappointing. That would have been a huge win for the season, and now we're tied at the top of the Big East, and we have to win out the rest of the season in order to claim that championship. So what we need now is to win the rest of these games, get our momentum back, and just finish strong.
I was at that Georgetown game, and I noticed 2 things. First of all, they were not giving the ball to Senior as much as I would have liked to see. He's that fast. We were talking about the last couple of weeks. Grant, you and I have been talking that he's the go-to guy. He's now the guy to give the ball to late in games to score. Didn't give it to him at Georgetown. They were looking more towards Louis Bennett III. Didn't like that as much. Senior is faster, could have beat those Georgetown defenders. The other thing I saw was Charlie Lyon. 19-6-2 career record at Marquette. has a 0.82 goals against average, which is the first in Marquette history. So like junior leadership from Charlie Lyman, also giving that ball to Cinorte, the best forward on the team.
All right, all right. Women's soccer has clinched its 5th straight regular season Big East title. What does that say about the program and Coach Roders?
It says you have a future pro on your team, Tim. Megan Kelly, an all-time assist leader, top 5 in scoring at the university, possibly a professional keeper, and Amanda Engel. She's been doing very, very well. I was talking to Megan Kelly yesterday, and she said that Amanda actually had a very, very good chance to go pro. Has she set her mind to it? She would love to. But Megan going off to the pros and having a seasoned coach with athletes who are going off to play professionally definitely helps your case.
Grant?
Yeah, look, this is a dominant team. They've established themselves as the premier team in the Big East. Even with these new teams coming in, they've said, we're here to stay right at the top. And they've got the swagger. No one wants to step up and play this team because they are very feared in this conference.
Fantastic. And this weekend is senior night for both teams. Who's your favorite senior? What can you expect Saturday night for these guys?
My favorite senior on the men's team is Paul Dillon. I love it. He's kind of an unheralded position. He plays at left back, and he doesn't get a lot of attention. He's a kind of a quiet player, but he's actually leading the team in assists so far this season, and he's been off to a great start. He's a set-piece expert.
Peter?
Definitely like seeing Megan Kelly. Free Qdoba for all students at the game on Saturday. And also playing the Canadian national anthem for Vanessa Legal-Cordisco, French player on the team.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Hey, Chris, I hear there's basketball in the next block. What do you got for us?
That's right, Tim. When we return to the Golden Eagles Sports Report, we hit the floor for some men's and women's Marquette hoops. Stay tuned. We're back and on to basketball. Buzz Williams' team played their annual Haunted Hoop scrimmage at the Al McGuire Center Friday night. Check out the highlights from the event here. The college basketball season is just around the corner, and there are big expectations for this Marquette senior class. Forward Devontae Gardner was named to the preseason All-Big East first team. Fellow senior forward Jamil Wilson was named to the All-Big East second team. There was more praise for the team at Big East Media Day, right, Dewayne?
Yeah, that's right, Chris. The Marquette men's basketball team was picked to win the 2013 and 14 Big East title in the preseason coaches poll. The team was also placed 17th in preseason national rankings. Head coach Buzz Williams and the Golden Eagles finished 26-9 last season with the 14-4 Big East record, and will look to replicate the success they had a season ago.
Before we get to Marquette basketball and analysis, MUTV Sports was at Women's Basketball Media Day this afternoon. Hear what women's basketball head coach Terry Mitchell had to say about player improvements and team mentality for her girls.
You will see in Katie an energy I don't think you've seen before. You'll see a healthy epi, which makes a huge difference because before we can only practice her part of the time. To have her every day consistently in practice is a big deal. I mean, Brooke is not a freshman being handed the ball the second game of her career. She's a sophomore with lots of minutes under her belt that understands what it takes. So we're not talking to her like we did last year about freshman things. She gets it, she understands. So Brooke's a lot of fun to watch. But honestly, Courtney Thomas as a senior, healthy, playing hard. We are not a team of superstars. We're a team with a mindset to make a difference, to have a great year, and to do it one game at a time.
That's for one last time talking Marquette buckets. First things first, guys. Buzz Williams has been picked to finish first in the Big East for the first time ever. What does that say about the program and Coach Buzz?
It shows great effort by Coach Buzz Williams to get this program where it is today. But personally, I would never want to be picked first for a division. I don't enjoy being picked first because if you finish second, third, fourth, which is still a pretty good season in the Big East, you're going to be considered a failed season or a horrible season if you finish below what you're projected to go. So even though the Marquette does have a great chance to go first place, I don't see it as a good thing for the entire team to be picked first in general.
You know, it says that the teams in the conference respect Buzz Williams, the teams in the country respect Buzz Williams, and they fear his consistency in bringing back scoring even when he loses his top players like this year, Vanderblue. You know, you would expect that a team with losing their star power would probably drop in the rankings, but these teams respect Buzz Williams and what he does with this program. But you're absolutely right, Peter. You come into the season as the #1 team in a conference with Georgetown and Creighton. It's going to be a tough season, and anything other than first place is going to be a disappointment, which it really necessarily shouldn't be in this conference.
Absolutely. We got Devontae Gardner, Jamil Wilson. They're picked to preseason All-Big East team. Who is worthy of that praise for the blue and gold besides them?
You know, I think Chris O'Toole is probably the best chance to get onto that elite team at the end of the season. He's a consistent defensive contributor, and if he can stay healthy, you know, and contribute on offense, maybe bring his numbers up a little bit and keep a high number of minutes this season, he's going to do well, and he could be up there on that spot for the Big East, all Big East team.
Grant, I have to go with Derek Wilson. He has the potential. He doesn't really have the experience in the past. He's kind of an average player. With limited playing time last year, though, he had one of the best turnover margins in the entire NCAA. So as a controlling point guard, he's not really a point scorer. He's not a pure scorer, but he does everything else. He rebounds, he assists, he passes the ball all the time. He's a fantastic dribbler. So if not for Chris O'Toole, I would say Derek Wilson, but I do agree. Chris O'Toole has a very good chance to be on that team at the end of the year.
Awesome. Marquette women's basketball kicks off Friday with an exhibition against UW-Whitewater. What should fans be looking for in that game before the season officially starts?
Two things to look for. A very competitive Terry Mitchell. She added Duke and Wake Forest to the schedule to make us more of a cog in the national championship effort to win, to get better, just as a whole team. Just like Buzz did, scheduling hard teams. Terry Mitchell is on fire at the school pep rally for Marquette Madness. She was talking about how she wanted to be fired up for the season. She had every student follow her on Twitter just to get really excited about Marquette basketball this year. Because to be honest, guys, not all people get excited about women's basketball, but I am so excited for this season. I'm excited for what Terry Mitchell brings to this Marquette program.
Yeah, absolutely. She was fired up. She was going hard that night. That was awesome to see. You know, against UW-Whitewater, we're just looking for the women to get some confidence going. A lot of girls to get some playing time. Think of this as kind of a dress rehearsal for this season. Terry's looking for the girls who are ready to step up and play big. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. This season we're ready to go. She's ready to win this year, and it's going to be exciting.
Fantastic. And that's Marquette Buckets right there, guys. We are ready to get going. Send us home, Dewayne and Chris.
Thanks, Tim. That will do it for the episode of Golden Eagle Sports Reports. Thanks for watching.
For our analysts, Tim Leibforth, Peter Fiorentino, and Grant Becker, and my co-host, Dewayne Gage. I'm Chris Cochran. Good night, Marquette.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, man.